Keeping in view the aforesaid principle, the language employed in the notification has to be appreciated. Benefit of deferment of tax is granted under certain terms and conditions. One of the terms and conditions pertains to repayment of deferment of tax amount by the industrial unit. The first part of subpara within bracket 1 of para 5 stipulates that the repayment of deferred tax amount shall have to be done after the completion of eligibility period of deferment or the prescribed percentage limit of fixed capital investment, whichever reaches earlier. In the case at hand, the period of exemption has been converted to period of deferment of tax. There is no dispute that the assessee had availed the exemption for a period of 6 years and he is entitled to deferment of tax for the rest of the period which commenced in 2006. It is the next part of the said subpara which requires to be understood. The notification lays a clear postulate that repayment of total deferred amount shall have to be done in 10 equal 6 monthly installments in such a manner so as to completed within 13 years from the date of start of deferment. The words from the date of start of deferment have to have nexus with the policy stated in the beginning. The policy would apply if the unit has commenced between 1/9/1995 and 31/8/2000, that it has a registration certification from the prescribed authority, and that, most importantly, it has been given an eligibility certificate for the said purpose. The policy would come into play only if these conditions are satisfied, and then the assessee will be allowed to have the benefit of deferment of sales tax on the sale of manufactured finished goods for a prescribed period. Para. Therefore, the authority has been given the power to lay down the prescribed period for grant of deferment. In the beginning, the first respondent was granted exemption. The concept of exemption is distinct from the concept of deferment of tax. After the JVAT Act came into force under the statutory provisions, there was no exemption and beneficiaries were entitled to convert to the scheme of deferment. The period remains intact, that is 8 years. The repayment has to be done in equal 6 monthly installments, and that period is 5 years. The repayment commences after completion of eligibility period of deferment or the prescribed percentage limit of fixed capital investment, whichever is earlier. The prescribed authority can grant an eligibility certificate, but he has to keep in view the terms and conditions stipulated in the notification. The said authority cannot travel beyond the stipulations of the notification. The language employed in the notification conveys that the grant of certificate has to be such that after expiration of the eligibility period, the amount has to be paid back within a span of 5 years, but the gap cannot exceed 13 years from the date of start of deferment. The postulate enshrined therein has to be oppositely appreciated. Stop.